Welcome. My name is Kathy Jackson, and I'd like to introduce to you my best reading program. It has 20 books of short vowels and 16 books of long vowels. I created this program while I was teaching 5-year-old kindergarten, grade 1s and grade 2s. I would introduce new letter sounds and words as the children needed them in the curriculum, and I would add them to past lessons so that they were building a strong foundation of their reading program. The interactive and audio aspect of the online games gives the children an independence over their own learning. They can stay on one topic and review what they don't know until they want to go on and feel confident enough to go on to new material. The first half of the program is short vowels. We can go on to bestreading.ca and you will go down here. This is a link if you want to skip down to the teacher resources and hands-on printouts. But here we have all the books. And on each book, you'll have the story read to you. You'll have the introduction of which sounds they're going to be using and which sight words they will be using. And then the story will be read to you, as well as the interactive games. So on the teacher resources, we have all these resources for teachers to download and print out for their files. We have the hands-on printouts for the children to use. And we have videos on how to make a book without staples, the folding, how to teach how to hold a pencil, and teaching printing techniques and beginning sentences, games in the classroom, melting snowman, how to set up the learning centers if you want to have the learning centers. We have activities again for the classroom, making a magic box for the activities, a spelling activity for the children, and a classroom activity called Body Spell. So when you go on teacher resources, there's the teacher guide. The second one is teaching content for each book. The letters, sounds, printing, writing, and discussion. And this is our map to show what all the teaching content is going to be, and that you can pull from the printouts and the teacher resource printouts. So this is our map. So when we go to the teaching content, the first sounds that we use, letter sounds introduced, are A, C, N, S. So we print out the letter with pictures, bookmarks, A, C, N, S. And we cut them just to make into a bookmark. We don't cut them into little spaces, so that the children have them. A for apple, alligator. C for cat, carrot. Neck, nose. Sun, sock. Those are the 4 sounds, and those are their 4 bookmarks. They make 2 copies and can take one home. The vowel shape that we're going to have is the letter A. So under hands-on printout is vowel letter shapes help to teach vowel sounds. I'm a visual learner, so if I see the letter A, I wanted my children to pretend that's an acrobat standing on one leg. And it was A for acrobat and A for the sound. Some children would stand on one leg and pretend to fall down and go, ah, but they were still making the ah sound, so it was a fun way of remembering ah. Also, when you open your mouth as wide as you can to take a bite of a big apple, you're making the shape that you need for your ah sound, ah. So that is helpful. The E looks like the trunk of an elephant, so eh for elephant, but also it looks like a smile. So that if you smile, it helps you say the sound eh. So I have the children smile and then say eh with a smile. So it's our smiling letter. The U is like an upside down umbrella, and I have the children say with your thumb up, so they say ah. Because many children, they know the name of the letter is U, and they want to say ya. And so you want them to go ah. And so that is for the ah for umbrella. The O for octopus. The I, make a long line and then erase that part and say that part is invisible. And so then they remember the shape of the letter I. They look at the space and say, oh, I for invisible. And then we go on to our teaching content. The 3D cutout animal is a cat. So what we have is we have the spelling with letter cards, and we're just going to have 3 letters, A, C, N, and it's just going to make one word. So what we have is Spelling with letter cards is the next printout. We have, this is a teacher's guide because it tells you what book number it goes with it. ACN is book number 1. We have the spelling with letter cards, the student letters. So you just cut out those 3 letters for the student, and they can use them to make the word can. And then we have the spelling with letter cards word list, and the first word is can, and that's the only one. The other ones are in the bookmarks. The book numbers are 2, 2, 2. So the next book 2 has 3 words that they can make, and so on, and 3 for book 3. So there's just 1 word. So this is your guide to the words that children can make with these letters. And here is your numbered guide to know which letter goes with it, which book. The next one on our reteaching content for book 1 is letter sound activities. We have letters with pictures, bookmarks, which we had in the first one when we introduced the sounds. We have the puzzles of letters, which is the next one here, puzzles of letter cards. So we have these, and we have the book numbers are very lightly done at the top here. We have A, 2A, 2 C's, 2 N's. And you cut those out, and you cut them into a puzzle shape, and the children have to match the shape. A to apple, A to axe, K, cat, K, carrot, net, nail. Then we have that, and S, scissors and sandwich. And then we have Magic Box Phonics cards, which is our next one here. And what we have for the Magic Box, we don't have any Magic Box words for book 1 because we only have 1 word, can. You do a picture walk next through the book. You read or listen to the story, and then you read it together. So when we do the picture walk, we don't talk. The children will just look at the pictures. And if you have 1 child, the child might be making comments. You can cover the words. You just want them to look at the pictures. Say, don't look at the words, just look at the pictures and think about what the story might be about. And if they want to talk about each picture, that's fine. But as a class, I wouldn't encourage it because there would be just a couple of children talking about it and the other children are having their own ideas. So it's easier just having them think about what the picture might be about. It's not a very long story. There's only 6 pages. And so here, and look and see what's happening. So they can look here and see. And this is the last page. And after you do a picture walk, you do a picture walk on every story you do before any book is read. So then we start and we read the story together. Or on the online, you can go and click on the book and it is read to you. So here it says letters and words. The narrator is going to say what sounds are introduced in the book and what the sight words are introduced in the book. And then she's going to read the storybook to you. And then the activities are the games, the interactive audio games. So I'm going to read the story now, and we'll look at the games after. I can. Ak, s. Sight words are I, you, and can. Now you don't have to do that. You can start right in on the story. So let's start right in on the story. So I'm going to read the book to the children. I can. Turn to the first page of the picture. You can put your finger underneath, or you can just read for pleasure. I can jump. I can. I can slide. I can. I can run. I can. I can hide. I can. Can you? Oh, the children hiding. And then you're going to close it, and you're going to read it with the children again, either online on a big smartboard or with your book. The reading strategy that we're learning in this book 1 is looking at the picture for clues. So in every story of a picture book that they have, when they do a picture walk, they are looking at the pictures for clues. So they're not supposed to learn the word jump. They don't know those sounds yet. But they can look at the picture first and understand what is happening in the picture. And then they can say, when we're reading it together, I can jump, I can, because they're looking at the clue. This is a nice slide, so they know it's going to be about a slide. I can, they know those two words now. I can, slide is their clue, I can, and it's repeated twice. They look at the picture for running. I can, they understand now, run, I can. They look at the picture and see that somebody is hiding, so I can hide, I can. So the only words that they're learning is I and can. And they're learning and they're learning the reading strategy of looking at the picture for clues. Can you? So they have to learn those three words. You, can, and I. So the next item we have on our teaching content map is sight words to teach with memory cards. Once again, we only have three words, I, can, and you. So we go to the sight words memory game. We can print out that. So they have double of each word, I, you, and can, and this is book 1. We cut them out. And so you put them out in any order, and the children turn over one, and they have to say the word you. I turn up the corners, it's easier for them to turn. They turn over another one, they say that word can. If they don't match, then you turn them back, but the child is going to remember that is can and that is you. So it helps them with their memory. I tell them to take a picture. So they say can. They remember this one was can. And so now they have this can and they put it over here. I. You. They don't match. But I have them take a pretend picture pic so that they remember I is here and you is here. And then they turn one over, I, and it matches. You and you, and it matches. So the next one on our teaching content map is called, after the sight words, is called Printing from Practice Cards in the Printouts. And they're down here, letter printing practice cards by book. And they see how to hold your pencil in the video below. And on the printouts for book 1, there are 2 sheets, and it's the letters that they need for those words. C, A, N, S, and the letter I. And then they can write I can and practice it along the dotted lines that are here. They're very faint. When you start from the C, you start at the top with a curve. Many children want to start straight across, and then it's very hard to make an A or an O after that. You have to encourage them to do a C like a hook on the top and a hook on the bottom, and kind of like an ear. So you have your C starting there and moving up, along, and down under. Once you get to C, you can do an A. You start with the letter C, and then you continue to the top of the curve and make a straight line down, and don't take the pencil off the page. So you have your C, you go up to your A, and you go straight down to the line. It's important that the children don't take their pencil off, because to reposition it is difficult. So you're doing the C, the A, straight down without taking their pencil off the page. For the letter N, you make a line down the path, and it's the wrong house. You have to go back up the path, over, across, down to the next door. Not on the grass. So you can't go down the line and then go this way. You have to go down and back up the driveway, curve around, and go down to the next door path straight down. For the letter S, you make a snake from the top. You start at the top, have it curl under its tummy and under its head, and then along the ground. So you're starting at the top, and you have to curve it under its head and then curve it under its tummy to go to the ground. The letter I, for all tall letters, you start like rain. It starts from the top and to the bottom. If you start at the bottom of the line and go up, you never know when to finish. But if you start at the top, where you know it's supposed to end, you go down and you go to the line. So you make a tall line down, then you lift up the pencil, and you make a straight line across the top like a hat, and across the bottom like feet. And then you can write I can, a couple of times if they want to. The next one on the teaching content map says reading strategy is number 1 that we're using in this book is look at the picture for clues before reading the text, which is what we did. After the reading strategy on our teaching content page, it says draw and write. Have the children draw what they can do, make dotted lines for them to trace their own sentence under their drawing, I can, and whatever they say they can do. It's important for them to draw the picture first, and then they're interested in it, and they want to write what they drew, what they say they can do. Some children want to write it first and then draw it. Every child is different. In the paper book, so you print out the paper book, and you have them add what they can jump over and who they will slide with and who or what they are running from or after and who or what they are hiding from. So we go to the folding paper book, and the folding paper book, it's 11 by 17. If you don't have the ability to print out an 11 by 17 sheet to fold, you can print out the 2 8.5 by 11 sheets. So these are the 2 sheets. You print out this one, you print out this one, you take them to the back, and we're going to fold it in a paper folding book. And so this is an 11 by 17 sheet now. And there's a video underneath to show you. So you put pictures on the outside, words are on the outside long ways, words are on the outside shorter portrait size. Then you fold it back, keep it fold it back here so you don't see anything. Open it up halfway, and you're cutting just down the middle fold in the center. And that cutting, you just cut to the middle fold. And because of the way you folded it, you fold it back long again, and it's just going to fold properly itself. And then that's their book. The children love taking it apart, so you may as well do it in class. Have them take it apart, because if they fold it the wrong way, they won't have the story in the right order. So say, okay, let's open it up again. You all fold it flat, and then just push it together like that. And they like doing that. Then they can add another line of what else they can do if they want to keep on writing. They can draw, can you jump over? And I tell them it's a pretend story. So it can be a mountain. It could be the school. Who is your friend who you would like to slide with? You could have them climbing up the ladder or going down the slide. Who are they running from? Or what are they running from? Or what are they running after? Are they tagging their friend? Are they running after a lost ball? Are they running after their dog? Are they running from somebody who's going to tag them? Or are they running from a dog or a monster? Here, I can hide. So over here, who are they hiding from? Are they hiding from their mom or their brother or their sister or their dog? Can you? And then they can color this and color the people and have more people hide as well. So the next the next item on our teaching content map is oral language. And all children need to express themselves in complete sentences. And when we have comprehension questions, these stories are so short, it's very difficult to have a comprehension question of, do you understand the story? And so what I'd like to encourage is their own ideas, and they are then expressing their own ideas. So the student discussion question, there are 2 for each story. For this book 1, it's, what are some things people jump over? And number 2 is, why might the child be hiding? Are they hiding because it's time to go to bed? Are they hiding because it's a game? And so you have the children decide, and they can turn to a partner and in a complete sentence say what their answer is. They don't have to say it in front of the class. The important part is to encourage their expression. The next one says print folding paper book, which we've already done. The child climbing, a slide, the child is running, the child is hiding. These illustrations are necessary since the reading strategy is to look at the picture for clues. The child is not expected to know the words jump, slide, run, or hide at this stage. They are learning I, can, and you. So the first part of the book 1 online it says letters and words. And so if the narrator will say, in this book we will learn, if you click on these letters, so what we have is, I do not have them say the names of the letters, especially the letter C. When you say the letter C, you want to make an S sound. So I'm just teaching the sounds. A, K, S. Eventually, when they're writing, we're going to be saying the names of the letters. But right now, initially, we just want the sounds. When they see that, they want to say K. And here are the sight words. I, can, and you. The narrator will say those.
I, you, can.
And we've left enough space so that the student can say the word before and also after the narrator, so that they are repeating what they hear. So if we go back up to the book, and then the storybook is read to you, which we looked at before, and now we'll go over to the activities. There are the puzzle game activities, so it's the same as the very same as the pictures that we have on the printouts. A, C, and N, and S. If you want to click on one. And you move them, and the narrator will say the sound and say the word. So all of the letters are like that. I would encourage you to do at least 3 pages, because then it goes on to other combinations. So for the magic box, you can use a tissue box. You can use a smaller box. We also have a template to make magic box. And when you open it up, you cut out the slots. You cut down on the dotted lines. You put it. This one is another one we have on the. You cut out the slide. You put it through. You fold on the straight lines. You fold on these straight lines, and when you fold them, they become the magic box. You have to tape them, and tape them, and tape them, and here, and then you have the magic box taped together. And what you have is you have the name of the word, and they have to sound it out, say the word, and when they put it in, it slides down, and it curves in that curved slide, and it comes out with the picture. So if they say can, and they put it in, and it comes out as the picture can, they say, yes, that's the pile that I know. If they put another one in, and they say cat, and it says cat, but if they say can, and they put it in, and they say, oh, it's not a can. This is a word, it's cat. I have to teach myself cat. So this is in the pile where they have to practice. It's not a wrong or right pile. It's ones I need to practice and ones I don't need to practice. They have 2 practice piles. Ones they need to practice, ones they don't need to practice. So this magic box activity is made into an online game. So you can click on a box and you hear the sound. Click on a picture first.
Alligator.
And you decide, does it go
Alligator.
ah or ah? Now, if you put it in the wrong box, it'll come back. So the spelling game uses the same letters that we have in the hard cards. And if you click on the picture, and you click on a letter, and you drag them to where you think it's going to be. If you put it in the wrong spot, it gives you the opportunity to correct it. These are the memory games. These are our sight words. Now, it won't tell you the words.
Can.
But the child has to say it. I. I. You. The child says it. You. And because when you turn them over and it's not read to you, that's why we put the review words up here. Because for book 1 there are only 3, but the other books, some have quite a number of words. And so we have the review ones, and then you play the game. If there's some that you don't know, go back up to the review ones, because then the child is over what they know and what they want to learn more about. So we're going to look at the teaching content for book 2, Black Cat, because there are a couple of games that are added for all the other games now, from book 2 to book 20. 5 games have the memory game word to picture matching, and this one has hat, mat, and bat. So it's a memory game like the sight words. I cut for the picture ones, I cut the corners off, so this one does have to have a row of words and a row of pictures. And I turn up the corners so the children can turn it over. So you turn over a word, you say the word hat. Turn over a picture, and you say the picture is bat. You have to remember hat is here, bat is here. Do a little click, taking a picture of your photographic memory. Try another one, mat. Now you know it's not this one. Oh, mat. So you put them together, and you turn another one over. But you can't pick it up. You turn it over and leave it in the same spot so you know where it is, bat. Now you remember bat was up here. And there's bat. And the last one is going to be hat. And I wonder what that word's going to be. Hat. Great. So that's the matching. Only 5 books have that game. After the sight words is make a sentence with word cards in the printouts. And so for the for the short vowels, we just have, for book 2, we have 3 cards. Black cat sat on a mat. And we didn't separate the words because it's too many letters for the children, and we just want it simple. We want success. And I want them to get a phrase, on a mat, instead of saying on a mat. I want to encourage them to express it as they talk. Black cat sat on a mat. So it gives a fluency to their reading. And so there are only 3 cards to each of the books. In the teaching resources, after we're using our teaching content for each book, we have an overview of the spreadsheet of the online games activities, and it will tell you in book 1 the letters that are used, A, C, and S, and what words are in the puzzle games, and the magic box games, and the spelling game, and the missing letter game, which is a spelling game. Book 2 and all the other books have, in the activities, they have the same puzzle game, they have the same magic box games, they have the same spelling game, they have a missing letter game. And the children have to, if you click on the word, on the picture, and click on the letters,
B,
and decide.
B, bat.
And then all of them have the sight words, and then the last 2, is a missing word game. What I want the children to learn is to listen to themselves, to read the sentence, and say, does that make sense? Many times children want to finish the book quickly, and they don't hear that it doesn't make sense. And so if you click on this one,
That. That.
so they're told the words, but they have to figure out the sentence themselves. At this stage, they know all these sounds, so it's going to give them a little bit more independence. So if we put it on the right one,
Sat. Black cat sat on a hat. Yes, that's right.
and make a sentence game, all of them from book 2 to book 20. If you click on the words,
Sat. Black cat.
the first word always has a capital. The last word always has a period.
Sat.
But if you put it in the wrong place,
Cat.
it won't read the sentence to you. The narrator won't read it. But you can click and read the sentence yourself
Black. Sat. Cat.
and think, that doesn't make sense. So
Wow.
then you can change it.
Cat. Cat. Sat. Black cat sat.
And the narrator will read you when it's correct. So the skill is to listen to what you're reading to see if it makes sense. And that is a skill that the children need to learn.